Hey guys, welcome back to Retropiece Theatre, hosted right here on the GNN Gaming Network. It is a pleasure to be back this week. I hope you all have had a wonderful week since I saw you last. Tonight we're going to be doing Xenogears, and if you were on the stream last week, you would have seen that I tried to do Xenogears, but there was a lot of issues. So I'm going to try this again and get through it. And one of the other things I was informed I did not do was show you the opening cutscene to this game, which, having gone back and watched it, is really awesome. So we're gonna take a few minutes at the beginning of our stream tonight and watch that. Now, I will tell you, for those of you who may be photosensitive, there is a lot of flashing in this game, a lot of bright colors, a lot of flashing screens. So if you are somebody who is photosensitive, I haven't played this game all the way through before, so I'm not 100% sure where it's gonna show up. But I wanted to put that out there for anyone who may be watching. So let's check this out. I had started a game last week, but I decided that this time I'm going to just do a new game. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. This is a really cool scene. I really like this. And it was so smart of PlayStation to do this in an anime style, because it's just so much easier on the hardware. It's a big ship.
Restarting. Alpha 1 genome restructuring. Confirming exon replacement. Base code 85 million. 100 million. Its speed is overwhelming. Alpha 1 to raise your central. Access confirmed. Initializing fake net. Disconnected. Activating emergency shelter. Denied. Contamination is spreading widely. Captain.
Cut off the cables manually.
Roger. Activating self-destruct bolts. Confirming. No good, nothing happened. Omega 1, they are attacking. We can't stop them. 98% of our weapons have been taken over.
I would watch this as a movie.
Been accessed, and its space logic is being rewritten. Ergo area is increasing. An internal plane is forming. Switching to space displacement mode. Alpha 1, confirming transfer of coordinate codes. Coordinates input, coordinate NX128, EZ061, the main planet.
Damn, so they're planning on attacking. Engine room. Activate the emergency sealing system. Engine room.
I'm just gonna go on a limb and say that looks bad. Hi, Wolf's Angel in the chat. How are you this evening? Says, ye shall be as gods. That's what it's reading across that screen. Ye shall be as gods.
I will send a dispatch after evacuation is complete. I am evacuating the ship. All of you, evacuate now.
Evacuate the ship immediately. All passengers please board the shuttle in a calm and orderly fashion.
And the captain must go down with the ship. That is a sound effect from Star Trek. They stole these. That's from Star Trek. Good thing they were above the conveniently placed planet. Red5CCG in the chat says you can find an 8K version of the opening cinematic on YouTube thanks to the magic of AI. Now that I may have to look up. Although there's something to me, and part of why I run retro games is the charm that comes with, and the ingenuity that came into putting these games out to begin with. The artistic abilities to make the most out of the software and the hardware they had to work with. So that was so well done. The continent of Ignas, in the northern hemisphere of our world. On this, the largest continent, a war has been raging between two countries for hundreds of years. In the north of the continent lies the Kislev Empire. In the south lies the desert kingdom of Ave. The war has gone on for so long that the people have forgotten the cause, knowing only the pointless circle of hostility and tragedy. The chronic war obsession was soon to encounter a devastating change. This was due to the ethos, an institution that preserves our world's culture, repairing tools and weapons excavated from the ruins of an ancient civilization. At once both countries excavated these ruins, and had the ethos repair the discoveries in order to increase their military power. The various weapons excavated from the ruins greatly changed the form of warfare. The outcome of the battles between the two countries was no longer determined by man-to-man combat, but by gears, giant humanoid fighting machines that were obtained from deep within the ruins. Eventually, after continuous swings in the state of the war, Kislev gained the upper hand. The major factor behind this lay in the enormous difference in the amount of resources buried within their ruins. But suddenly, a mysterious military force appeared in the continent of Ignas, called Gebler. This force decided to make contact with Ave. I have no idea if that's how any of these are pronounced, I'm just going with it. With the assistance of this Gebler military force, Ave was able to recover from being hopelessly outnumbered to being back on an even standing with Kislev. Then, taking further advantage of its newly gained momentum, Ave started to capture one territory after another from Kislev, showing no indication of slowing down in their invasion campaign. The remote village of Lehan, in the outskirts of Ave, near the border with Kislev. This is where it all begins. JRPGs have some of the best combat music, hands down. I mean, some of the best orchestral music, period. But hands down, combat music is just the best. Sorry, I'm not talking right now. I'm actually reading what's on the screen. There's a lot of dialogue in this, but that was kind of the case with a lot of JRPGs. Was it was a story-driven thing, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this was intended to be the plot of Final Fantasy VII, and then it just kind of went its own way. But, I mean, it was put out by the same people who made Final Fantasy VII, Square Enix. So, I can definitely see the similarities both in character design as well as execution of the game when you compare it to Final Fantasy VII. Rachel Marie coming in from Facebook, loving these classic games. You just can't beat a good game like these. That is absolutely right. Welcome to why I exclusively run retro games. There's a lot of reasons I run retro games, but I mean, one of the main ones is you've got such an appeal to everybody, and it's, generally speaking, they're, for the most part, family appropriate, so I don't have to worry about too much censorship when it comes to playing the game. Now, one thing I didn't really do because of the stuttering issues I had last time was I didn't really spend a lot of time here in town. I don't know if I missed anything. If it's anything like most JRPGs, there's usually something that can't be missed. Huh. Welcome to 90 JRPGs. Lots of text, way too slow. Yeah, that is absolutely true. Maybe it's a good thing I'm doing this stream at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Get everybody ready for bed. The thing is, I can't speed the text up at all, so we're just going with it. It's a little creepy here that the girl's little brother is talking about how well endowed she is. I can't help but wonder if that is a chain. I wonder what the dialogue was in Japanese when this was made. If it still said that, because sometimes you get that. A direct translation may not make sense to the story they decide they want to tell in the English version, so you get little differences here and there, and I wonder if something like that was just something that was, changed. So Red5 in the Twitch chat says, was pitched as Final Fantasy VII by the creator, Takahashi. Square went a different direction, but liked it enough to support it as a standalone game, which is good, because, I mean, we see a lot of games come off of this. Now, Xenogears is the first game in a larger saga of games. Xenogears, Xenosaga, Xenoblade. Even though none of them have anything in common, they all have kind of some measure of common underlying theme, is my understanding. So I'll be interested to see what that is as we go forward. But it's also really unusual for me to play a game on a stream like this that I've never played before. And the world record speedrun for this, without glitches, and without any kind of, manipulating the game beyond its programming, is just under 18 hours. Is last I knew the world record speedrun. There is a speedrun out there done by the same guy, and for the life of me, I cannot remember his name. But he also ran this game at 100%, where he did absolutely everything that could be done in the game possible. And I think it was 24 or 25 hours of continuous play. Wolf's Angel in the chat for Final Fantasy, which is your favorite? Ooh. That's tough. All-time favorite goes to the SNES Final Fantasy III, which was Final Fantasy VI in Japan. on the Super Nintendo. That believe still goes down as my all-time favorite. I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy 1, of the original story and the concept of, you know, being able to choose who your team is and build them up, level them up, and it was a hard, challenging game, but it was a lot of fun. And to me, it was very reminiscent of the Dungeons and Dragons world it was clearly based on. Final Fantasy VII is a classic. It is a banger. It is an awesome game. And I think on the original PlayStation, I prefer 7 over 8. Nothing wrong with 8 and 9. Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X was a game changer. I see Red 5 comes into the chat. He's got a soft spot for Final Fantasy X. So Red 5 and I go back a long way to being childhood friends, and you were actually the one who introduced me to Final Fantasy X. And I remember reading something like casual gameplay, on average, it takes you like 70 hours, 50 or 70 hours or something like that to get through Final Fantasy X. It was one of those games back when we didn't care about how quickly we beat it. We cared about the story, and Final Fantasy X was original. After 10, I kind of stopped following Final Fantasy, if I'm honest. Because again, I play tons of current games. You know, I've got, you know, 80% of my collection is all games that have come out, you know, for modern consoles. But I think for sit down and play, for the enjoyment, I have a soft spot for the older ones. And I've got a buddy of mine who is all about Final Fantasy 8 and 9, and they're great games. I don't think they're as strong as 7, 10, 3. But it was a very long answer to your question. People, please keep talking to me in the chat, because honestly, the dialogue in this game is driving me nuts. It's so slow. Oh. Red 5 says, and I will defend the Final Fantasy X laughing scene. It's supposed to be cringe and forced, but that's the whole point. I agree. It's kind of like defending the infamous cross-dressing scene in Final Fantasy VII. It's there as a pseudo joke, which is totally fine with me. And if it's okay with the two people I have in the chat, the few of you that are here, I'm going to come up here and save. And I'm going to take about a minute and adjust some of my settings for my screen here and come right back. So we'll get to the save point that's up here. Haunter35 in the chat. Hey Haunter, welcome to the Twitch stream. Now guys, I'm gonna take a moment and adjust my screen settings for just a second to make this a little bit easier on me. So I'm going to put you on my loading screen for just a moment while I adjust this, so that you guys don't get bombarded with everything that I'm doing on my capture here. So one moment. Okay, guys. Thank you for holding. All right, back to the action. So, Wolf's Angel in the chat. Any specific retro games you'd love to see remade or get a sequel? Oh, that's that is. How much time do you have? Because I got 3 hours on tonight. Hey Hunter, George Stewart coming in from YouTube. Hey George, welcome to the stream. Retro game I'd love to see get remade or get a sequel. I would love to see the 2 Legend of Zelda games that came out on the Game Boy Color get remade in the style of Link's Awakening that they did for the Switch. And that is Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Seasons, and Oracle of Ages. They are strong games, and will likely be streamed by me at some point on here because they're fun and they're different and just great games. What about you, Wolf's Angel? You asked the question, I'll ask it back. What is a retro game you'd love to see remade or get a sequel? And actually, I'm going to open that up to anybody in the chat. I want to see your answers. What is something you would love to see get remade or get a sequel? Red 5 says, just about any of the pre-voice acting JRPGs make good modern remake targets. Okay. Haunter35 says, I got what I wanted in the Panzer Dragoon remake. Yeah, I haven't played it, but I have heard really good things about that remake. Ah. It occurred to me, I have gear I have not equipped. Oh no, they are equipped. Okay, I read that wrong. I see. Huh. So if they're in the left-hand menu, they are equipped. I see. That makes more sense now. George Stewart jumped on. Did you just restart from last week? Yes, I did, because I was having a lot of problems with the stream and skipping and lag. So I adjusted a lot of my settings, beefed up my computer quite a bit the last couple days, and we're doing better now. So yes, I did start over, but we didn't really lose that much time because of all the lag issues that that I had. George Stewart says he'd like to see Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 get a remake, which, if I'm not mistaken, those were originally PC-only games. We didn't get a Fallout game on console until Fallout 3. I appreciate those of you who are in tonight. Since I've got a few of you on, I am going to take a brief moment and do a plug for Geek News Now. For those of you who may not be familiar with what Geek News Now is, it is your #1 source for Geek News Now. Head on over to geeknewsnow.net and check out some of our awesome articles. I'm a little biased as I am also one of the article writers, but we have some amazing writers who are on there putting out constant content, updated news, breaking news, all factual stuff, no clickbait. Head on over to geeknewsnow.net and check it out. Haunter35 says Shin Megami Tensei 3 is something he would like to see. George Stewart says, yes, Fallout 1 and 2 were isometric PC games. Yep. Oh man, I am taking a beating here. Red5 says, does Xenoblade X count as retro? I'd love to play it not on Wii U. What do you mean by play it not on Wii U? As in play it on the Switch? And my definition of retro, for the purposes of Retropiece Theatre, is basically early 2000s and older. So to answer your question, Red5, I suppose it just comes down to how you define retro. I mean, the music I grew up on is not too far from being played on the oldies radio station, if those even still exist. So I guess it's all relative, you know. Xbox 360 is retro compared to my children, so it's all relative. It's a Wii U exclusive game. Nobody actually has a Wii U. Hey, I have a Wii U. I love my Wii U. Haunter35, I just got lucky SMT3 is getting one. Oh, I didn't know they were remaking Shin Megami Tensei. That's awesome. I have my Wii U, and admittedly, the moment Nintendo stopped putting updates out for the Wii U, I hacked my Wii U hard. To be fair, I also hacked my Nintendo 3DS the moment they stopped putting out updates. I actually hacked my Nintendo 3DS to recognize Sega Genesis ROMs as Nintendo Virtual Console pieces, so it George Stewart. Now that Microsoft owns Bethesda, they could remake Fallout 1 and 2 on the Creation Engine. Todd Howard has flatly said he was not interested in remakes. Well, I have some feelings about Bethesda. Bethesda is one of those companies that really should be... Their games right now should really be made by somebody that knows how to make a game without as many glitches. So other companies should remake Bethesda games. This is a really pretty scene. Really pretty cinematic on here. Red 5. Okay, I have one too. It's basically only gets used by my son to play Mario Kart because I'm too cheap to buy it again for the Switch. Yes, I did the same thing. I have not gotten Mario Kart 8 on the Switch because I have Mario Kart 8 and all the DLCs working just fine on my Nintendo Wii U. I have both my Switch and my Wii U hooked up to the same TV, so I can switch between whichever one I feel like. You know, Wii U's problem is that the Wii U fixed a lot of the issues the Wii had. It just came out at the wrong time, in my opinion. But there's a lot of great games on the Wii U. And I would own a Wii U over a Wii any day. Partly because I can, backplay, Wii games on it to begin with. But the Wii U games were just great. That and before the Switch came out, I would put something on TV for my kids to watch, to keep them entertained. One of their shows or whatever. And then I did that. Bad dad moment. George Stewart, at least Bethesda is not EA. That's true. They haven't put everything behind a paywall yet. I am actually really glad that LucasArts games, Star Wars games more specifically, are getting away. They're no longer EA exclusive. EA hasn't done right by me with a Star Wars game in a long time. They've had games that are good, but overall, no, I'll pass. Yeah, keyword yet. I have no idea what's going on in the story. You guys are way more interesting to talk to. Something about a wedding and lost memory. I don't know. I'll go back and watch this later and actually read the text. At the same time I have this, I'm also getting direct messages on Facebook Messenger while this is happening, so I'm going back and forth. Red 5, I played through Xenoblade 2 while my wife was watching Olympics. Switch and handheld is the best. Yes. George in the YouTube chat says they're getting close with the Fallout 76 Atom Shop and the pay-to-win items. Yeah. So I know a lot of other people have expressed this sentiment, and I'm going to be one to express it as well. Stop, for the love of video games, stop pre-ordering games. Stop it. And I'm guilty of it. I have pre-ordered and done the midnight release of a lot of games over the years. I was at one of the first games to do a major midnight release of the more recent generations was Halo 3. And I pre-ordered that 6 months before it came out. I was at the midnight release. There were like 300 people in the Greenwood. But we have got to stop pre-ordering games. And the reason is because companies are learning that they're going to make their money. They're going to be able to release an unfinished game and make enough money off pre-orders to justify it, and then they'll release the patches. Then they're going to release the updates. Then they're going to have the pay-to-win items. If we stop pre-ordering games, we are going to force gaming companies still buy the game, still get the game you want. Just don't pre-order it. Don't give them the money before we even get a product that's useful. There, I'm off my soapbox on that. The only time, and I say that a little hypocritically, there are some games that I can say definitively I will pre-order. Because I know the companies that put out those games and the franchises those games belong to, I'm going to get a finished product. Legend of Zelda. Pokemon. Those two off the bat, I'm going to get a finished product. Because that's the nature of the company, that's the nature of the game. And that's their history. And in the chat, you've got George mentions, do we talk about CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk 2077? That is a case in point example. We pushed and we pushed and we pushed. We wanted Cyberpunk 2077 now. They got Keanu Reeves to be the spokesperson. You know, not only the face of the game, but literally to be the guy who announces it at E3. I can't imagine what that cost. He announces it at E3. And what happened? They kept saying, look, the game's not ready, we're pushing production back. The game's not ready, they're pushing production back. They were trying, to their credit, they were trying to finish it. And they were having a lot of delays. With COVID and everything else that happened, they had a lot of delays in production. I get it. All right, I can respect that. Okay? But people kept pushing them. No, we want the game now. We want the game now. And what got released? Because people wanted it. They literally gave you what you were asking for. They gave you what they had. It was unfinished. It was broken. And it completely destroyed the Cyberpunk 2077 franchise. It's not going to recover. They could release the fully finished, polished game, and it's never going to recover the hype that it had and the damage that was done. And we did that. Last game I pre-ordered was Devil May Cry 5, and it was a solid experience. Again, Devil May Cry 5, another franchise that is extremely strong. You know, it does right by its fans. Yep. And it was unplayable on last-gen consoles. And the thing is, CG Projekt Red put out what is probably what I consider to be one of the strongest open-world games ever, Witcher 3. They are responsible for Witcher 3, and Witcher 3 is amazing, with amazing DLCs that are justifiable. Strong content. You've got Red Dead and Red Dead Redemption, put out, again, by CD Projekt Red. Great games. Strong games. Oh no, this game franchise that we're crazy about is delayed because of COVID. We demand it now, and there you go. Yeah, big disappointment from Witcher 3. I love Witcher 3. I have Witcher 3 on the Xbox, and on my Xbox One, and I have it on my Switch. I actually like the Switch version a little better, I think, purely because of the portability. You know, I can literally take that with me and play it anywhere. But the Switch edition of it that came out, at least the one that I have, came with all the DLCs built into it. So that was cool. For those of you who remember from our stream last week, this is about where I got to, and it was skipping and stuttering, and we had all kinds of lag issues. So I'm so happy now that that's all straightened out, because this is going much smoother than it did. Haunter35, I bought Cyberpunk 2077 on day one on PC and just waited on modders to fix the biggest issues before I play through it. Yeah, you could do that. Another game that had massive graphic issues was Mass Effect Andromeda when that came out. I mean, it was broken. The facial graphics on a lot of the characters, not even during cutscene, during like in-game conversation scenes, was broken. The textures were broken. And they immediately released now to their credit, they immediately released a patch. The problem I have is they released the game and 2 days later released the patch. Why like, I'm curious what happened production side that caused that. George Stewart didn't mean to hijack the retro game conversation. No, by all means. This is what this is about. This live streaming here is about you guys getting involved in what we're doing. And you can't talk about retro video games without talking about what's coming up. So, no, by all means. I'm not directing the way this chat goes in any way. Go right ahead. Oh, no, this is cool. Back to the nice anime cutscene. I like it. I knew EA would mess that up. Yeah. It's a heck of a jump. It's Final Fantasy meets Gundam Wing. Haunter 35. It looks like Studio Sunrise drew the cutscenes. Yeah, it does. Yeah. All right, what do we got going on here? Manage dialect, no piloting experience. Easy mode set. How nice of the AI in the suit to recognize that there's no experience. About to enter combat. 1,200 units of fuel left. Utilize command ring in the upper left of the screen to select attack. Then triangle, square, and X buttons to commence auto attack sequence. Power and fuel usage differ with the type of attack. Okay. Okay. Enemy gears are now preparing to attack, terminating help mode. Alright, so attack. Red 5. That was almost an in-game tutorial. I didn't know those existed in the 90s. That is no joke. Oh, that is no joke. There's a saying, Nintendo hard. There are some games, they just don't give you the information. You were expected to figure it out. And 90s RPGs, Final Fantasy is a classic example where you just don't get that. It's like Gundam Wing meets Tekken. For those of you who are new to the chat or wherever you're coming in from, whichever streaming service, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, welcome to the stream. Uh-oh. Bad guy. You could run. There's none behind you. You could run. But no, that's very much the anime choice. I have no choice but to fight. I'm going to fight. Haunter 35 adds the Tekken player giant mech in Tekken 7 would be appreciated. If he awakens here, who is he? What does this guy know? Oh, there's the kid. I am terrible at fighting games, Haunter. I really am. I would love to be better at them. I'm just not. Injustice Gods Among Us was a lot of fun. As far as fighting games go, I like Soul Calibur, Injustice Gods Among Us. Both Injustice games were really good, I think. But to me, what made those fun wasn't so much the fighting aspect, but the characters you were playing. And I got Soul Calibur 2 for the Xbox 360 when it came out. And the special character in that was Spawn in the Xbox edition, and I love Spawn. I'm a huge Todd McFarlane fan. Like, my dream as an artist, as a comic book creator myself, is to work for Image Comics and do artwork for Todd McFarlane. I think that's like my ultimate comic book dream. Not Marvel, not DC. They're great, and working with them would be awesome and a pleasure as well, but I want to work for Image Comics with Todd McFarlane. So getting a game that had Spawn as a playable character, kind of the ultimate anti-hero to me, more than Venom, more than Deadpool, more than Black Adam. Spawn. The GameCube version of that too was really cool because you got Link as your playable character. George Stewart, got to get up early, have fun, and see you on Thursday's stream. George, thank you for joining in on the chat tonight, and I appreciate the loyalty to the stream. I'll see you Thursday. Haunter, I can teach you fighting games. Spawn is my favorite as well. We'll have to make that a mutual stream, Haunter. We'll both get on here, and you can walk me through getting my tail whipped in a fighting game. I will say this game got intensely more interesting once we added Mortal Kombat mix. Those bullets are fairly pathetic, though. Or not. Wolf Angels, Squad Stream Games. Yeah? Alright, what am I looking at here? What are we looking at? It's a very 90s anime style, too. Which I adore. No! Did he just slaughter everyone? Inadvertently killed everyone he loves. Wolf Angel in the chat. Xenogears Thanos. Okay, I want to say what I appreciate about this right here. Okay, something I appreciate in storytelling is when the hero, our hero, does something grandiose, something crazy, and it fails epically. A lot of people hate on the later Star Wars movies. I get it. I know why people do. Okay, but The Last Jedi. All right, I'm gonna step off this for just a second and get on the soapbox because this is exactly what I'm talking about. In The Last Jedi, Finn and Poe, they had this grandiose idea, this insane concept of this extravagant hero plan, and it fails epically in the movie. And I love that. I love that because I am absolutely tired of the trope in movies and video games and everything else where the hero does something absolutely crazy, convoluted, complicated, impossible, and it suddenly all works out in the end. This is a guy, we don't know his reasons, we don't know why he did what he did. He gets in a mech, he doesn't think through his actions, and he kills everybody he loves. Well, not everybody. Red 5. He didn't kill Timothy, at least. Timothy was killed by the other Gears. But your guess for a love interest from the last stream? Totally dead. Yep. That's it. So now we have an interesting hero. When everything works out, the hero becomes uninteresting to me. And everyone blames him. I love how there's zero music right now. Silence is just as important as soundtrack. to me, this game just got 10 times more interesting. Because up until this point, honestly, it was getting predictable. You have the fish out of water hero in a village that's not quite his. But he's kind of got a love interest, and you know, there's kind of this love triangle because she's marrying somebody else. And it was kind of predictable up to this point. I like this. Haunter. Old games like this help my reading comprehension as a kid. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I've got 3 kids, 5 and under, and 3 little girls. And one of the things that they talk about is when you're watching a television show or a movie or something, have the subtitles on, because they, even if they can't quite read, they can see the words and hear the sound. And then when they get to the point where they are able to start reading, the sight words kind of kick in. They're actually seeing that help with children reading at an early age. And I don't know. I mean, my 5-year-old is just now getting to the point where she's learning to sight read and phonetically sound things out. So I don't know how much it's helping. But there's another important reason I do that. It's because I have 3 kids and I can't always hear the TV. And I want to know what's being said. Well, let's see. The village is out. Where to go? This goes back to you're not really told. Let's go this way. Looks like there's a town over there. Black Moon Forest. Maybe they said it and I just missed it. I don't know. Yep. Now this is something Final Fantasy didn't do. Multi-level, multi-area combat in the same combat scene. Red 5 in the chat giving me game tips. I now have 4 combat points to spend. I want to use the triangle X a lot for reasons. Thank you, Red 5, for the tip. Gotta find a save point. Let's run over here. Oh, where might a save point be? Oh, where can it be? I wonder if I can save in the overworld like Final Fantasy does. I also like the run mechanic here. Holding down circle lets you run. Because it damage stacks. That's why. All right then. Jackal tackle. Would I ever do a Rock Band or Guitar Hero stream? With the right person, I would. Not solo. But with somebody else, yeah, because I think. Well, I've never played Rock Band, but Guitar Hero. To me, Guitar Hero was always more fun when there was somebody else to play with. And you can kind of play off each other and just have a good time, you know? So, would I? Yes, but I would need somebody with me to do that. One of the other things that I noticed about these JRPGs is it's not always clear the way that you go somewhere. Ouch. So you end up grinding out levels while you're doing it. Because you're trying to figure out where to go and you've got all these random encounters. I am stumped. No pun intended on all of the logs and stumps around me. Let's see here. Well, I wonder if I have to jump up on that rock. That would be... I could see that being a thing. I can't get over the dynamic environments. That is something you didn't see in these games. Not at this point. Not like this. This game really... I read some about it, and this game was famous and a little infamous for putting a PlayStation through its paces. Really maximizing what it could do. And that was something Square Enix was always good at. Creating games that could maximize and almost max out, like, beyond capacity of what the console could handle. That was... I know what I just said there was redundant. I know. Before anybody in the chat jumps on me. I know that was redundant. Alright, so, okay, alright, so I'm on there. And... Come on. So this is unrelated to Xenogears, but I'm gonna throw it into the Twitch chat. So we're doing a Pokemon Legacy. I'm doing a Pokemon Legacy stream on Thursdays, and I'm thinking about doing. I was debating, do I do Pokemon Gold, Pokemon Silver after the after I finish Blue, because as far as the handhelds go, chronologically they're next. But I got to thinking about it, and there was a game released on the 64, Pokemon Snap, that was released between Pokemon Yellow and Pokemon Gold and Silver. And I'm thinking about doing that on Thursday, and honestly, I think that would be a one-night event, because I think I could probably get through it in 2 hours or less at 100% completion, because there's not 150 Pokemon in it. There's, I think, 63 or 64 Pokemon in it. So I think I could probably get through it. Oh, I see. It was showing me where to go. How about that? Wow. That was how I was supposed to go. Anyway. So I'm thinking about doing that on Thursday when I finish Pokemon Blue. And I do have a special surprise that I'm going to be doing at the end of Pokemon Blue. I'm going to tell you what it is, because I want people to be excited and I want people to come back and see it. I am going to be doing the infamous Professor Oak glitch, where you get to battle Professor Oak. Yes, that was programmed into the game. It is a very complex, convoluted process to make it happen, but I don't fully understand the details of how it works, but that's kind of how it is with most glitches. I don't understand the background mechanics of it, but I don't have to. I just know what to do to make it work. So after the Elite Four, after Mewtwo, I'm going to be doing the famous or infamous Professor Oak glitch. And then I'm thinking about, because that'll probably take me an hour or so to get through all of that. So I'm thinking for the rest of the night that night, switching gears and doing Pokemon Snap. And the other reason I want to do Pokemon Snap, if you don't know, there is the new Pokemon Snap. Not just a remake, but an all-new generation of Pokemon Snap coming out April 30th. So, kind of hyped for that. Although I think we're going to be on this game for a few months. If the speed run of this game, with not even 100% completion, just a speed run come on. A speed run to the goal is 17 hours. Almost 18 hours, actually. Then there is no hope of a quick end to this for me when I've never played it before. Haunter in the chat, I think Snap would take off as a Pokemon mobile or iOS franchise. I think you're right. I think that could work. And we see a little bit of that. For those of you who play Pokemon Go, we do see a little bit of that. Red 5 in the chat, giving me more tips for the game. For the armor grubs, spam triangle. They only take 1 damage per attack, so doing 4 attacks is better. Thank you for the advice. The jump mechanic here is something I'm not really used to, which is okay. But yeah, in the Pokemon Go franchise, we had a little bit of the you know, where you could have Pokemon show up and take a picture of them, a little bit of the AR experience going on. Try interacting with the monster. I was trying to do that. The jackal tackle makes me makes me happy. Oh, that's what you meant by triangle X. I thought you were saying triangle 4 times, and that was working. That's awesome. It's a bit finicky because of early 3D graphics. Yeah, well, I get that. We were talking about, to back up way up in the chat, like half an hour ago, we were talking about how you defend the laughing scene in Final Fantasy X. I defend the cross-dressing scene in Final Fantasy VII. Not only is it comical, it serves, it actually is a purpose to the story, but it's a really funny moment of Cloud and drag just to sneak into something. And that was, I mean, and nobody cared. It wasn't, you go all the way back. Let's go way back. PC games, Roberta Williams, King's Quest VI. There's an opportunity for you to dress as a woman just to get into a party. We didn't care. Nobody got offended. It was funny. And it was done tongue-in-cheek. You know, let's let games be silly. Let's let games be campy and crazy. Oh. Should probably move. Is that blocking me in? No, okay, good. Yeah, I put that together, Red 5. Red 5 in the chat goes, had I been real nice, I would have warned you. You can now get behind where it was before, though. I can't be mad. You have been an actual help, so... Oh. Red 5 says, I'm only maybe an hour ahead of you playing through it currently, so help won't last much longer. Well, alright. Well, I mean, what is playing a game with friends like this for if you can't eventually catch up and figure it out together? Guess I could fight this guy too, since I could fight the other one. Might as well get the experience while I'm here. Since I don't know if Wolf Angel is still in the chat, if she's still on, but Wolf Angel, if you're still there, what instrument would you be in Rock Band or Guitar Hero? Since you brought it up. Wolf Angel replies, singer, keyboard, or drums. I would be singer, or guitar or bass. Definitely lean towards guitar as primary. Ooh, more anime. Hello, nurse. And then we change back to these graphics. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting more of a cutscene. We still don't even know who our main character is, which is another classic trademark of the 90s JRPG. The mysterious protagonist. Are we about to pick up a party member? I'm going to call it now. We're going to pick up a party member, and she's going to become a pseudo-romantic interest, but his heart will forever long for the other girl. Red 5, there's only so much room on a CD for voice-acted cutscenes. There's a reason it wasn't commonly used until the PS2 era on DVDs. Yes, of course. Ellie. Looks like I'm fighting Gollum. My precious. Must kill the hobbitses. Hey, level 7, alright. She tries to shoot you. So yeah, let's just prop her against a tree, build a fire, get cozy. Hunt for food while we're at it. Kind of digging the peaceful sounds of the forest, the crackling fire. I love camping, so this is pleasant. So let's light a fire and show them where we are. Yes, we're surrounded in a forest by dangerous monsters. Here, a beacon to help you find me. Fei Fong Wong. Elheim. Ellie. Oop, more cutscene. I think that's our protagonist.
You must be lonely all by yourself. Faye. Faye.
A convenient signpost. Let's see what she can do. Alright guys, while that loads, I'm going to take a moment. We've been playing for about an hour and a half. I want to take a moment and talk about Geek News Now. If you aren't familiar with Geek News Now, that's geeknewsnow.net. You should be familiar with Geek News Now because you found us on Twitch, GNN_gaming. For those of you who may not be aware, you can subscribe to one Twitch channel per month with your Amazon Prime account. Now, you do have to upgrade that every single month and re-up to, I shouldn't say upgrade, you have to re-up your subscription to that particular gaming channel. But why not subscribe to GNN_gaming and see more awesome content like Xenogears or Dead by Daylight or perhaps Sea of Thieves, which I occasionally get to join in on. So come on back, see some more awesome gaming right here on GNN_gaming, and be sure to go check out geeknewsnow.net on Facebook, YouTube, and on our website, geeknewsnow.net. Back to the game. I'll get the loot. Arcane Rod. Let's check out and see what Arcane Rod is. Oh, +2 to attack. All right. Take it. Has anybody who might be in my Twitch chat played the Xbox 360 game? It's also on the Xbox One now. Lost Odyssey. And if so, what was your opinion on it? It was an Xbox exclusive title. Inubitu just rated the channel with 12 viewers. Inubitu, thank you. Zexy, thank you. Wow, we got a bunch of people hyping the channel. Hi, guys. Pico de Guile. Well, we got a bunch of people showing up. Awesome. Thank you for hyping the GNN Gaming channel. Inubitu, I couldn't resist the call of Xenogears. Well, thank you for coming on and being a part, and for what you're doing here. I appreciate it. You know, it's viewers like you guys that, you know, are the reason we come on and do this. It's not just fun for us, but it's a good chance to interact and meet new people and play awesome games with you. So welcome everyone to the chat, to the game. This is Xenogears. I am Retro and I am playing this game badly. Controls take a little getting used to, it, gotta admit. Where am I going? So I know I just did a plug, but for those of you who may not be familiar, GNN_gaming is the Twitch affiliate for geeknewsnow.net. If you are not familiar with us, you should head on over to geeknewsnow.net, where we have more awesome geek news now. Red 5 in the chat. I fell way too many times here too. Your goal was over near the save point. Yeah, I figured it was, but I also was trying to get some of the extra stuff around, like the arcane rod and stuff that showed up. We're gonna save again. Well, all right then. She has a move called Screamer. Cool. That works. I definitely see why this is such a strong and beloved game. You know, my first playthrough for it. And, you know, you've got really great character development. You've already had a really gripping story with a big twist right at the beginning. You've got a damaged mysterious character. It's got a lot of the great storytelling elements. Well, this music right here, it's good. Good orchestra. Somebody asked me in the chat earlier, what would be a game I would like to see get updated? This one specifically. With real gripping voice acting. I think this could be very beautifully performed. And now their stories are intertwined. Inubitu, how far deep in the story are we? About an hour and a half. And like I said, we're hour 40 into the gameplay of this, and the world record speed run at any percent for this is just under 18 hours. So we got a lot more story to go. And one of the beautiful things about this and the way we do this is we can take time to do it. Red 5 has been in the chat all evening. He's been acting as a little bit of a helper for me. He just sent me a message, private message, saying he's signing off for the night. Thank you, Red 5, for joining me for the last hour and a half. It's always good to have you on my stream, buddy, and we'll catch up. He did tell me to enjoy the pending boss fight, and I know he had a smile on his face as he said it, so... Maybe I'm sadistic, but I love a good broken protagonist. Love this mixture of the anime into the game. That's so good. So she lands her damaged mech. He takes over the damaged mech. And now we're facing a dinosaur. Don't move. Its vision is based on movement. Oh, she got eaten. The end. Roll credits. Wait. I have to fist... Am I going fist to fist with a dinosaur? All right, then. It's amazing you can tell she's unconscious from all the way over there. Well, you can take a beating. About time. Good thing he sent a mech. This was about to look like a Jason Statham movie. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, if you've ever seen the movie The Meg that Jason Statham did, which is actually, it's not a bad movie overall, but it at one point he goes into the water with nothing but himself to like distract the shark or something, this giant megalodon, and somebody commented on it that it just goes to prove that Jason Statham will fight anything. And that's kind of how I felt going into this. It's actually not a bad movie. It's one of the better megalodon movies, if that's your thing. There we go. Oh, this is deep. Using power or being used by power, is that not a problem of the heart? He speaks the language. Hmm. Oh, he knows more than that. He's got to. If this holds true to most JRPGs of the time, we're going to have a lot of story right now, and then we're going to have a little while where we don't have any real character development, just adventure. There was kind of a formula to the way these games worked. certain predictability as a player, which was nice. I like that. It's a shame we have to lose her. I bet we're going to get her back. So I guess he's going to join our party. Oh, excuse me. Didn't mean to hit my microphone. So we're just leaving this thing here. I mean, he was saying the knee actuator is shot, so I guess so. Maybe. So much exposition. It's not a bad thing. Just there's a lot. Hello, new viewers. Welcome to the stream. Well, we made it through the woods. I guess this is the town we got to go to. Maybe. Looks like the hangar on Tatooine from Star Wars. Alright guys, I'm going to be right back. I have been drinking many water bottles. I need to take a quick pause. I will return in 1 moment. Alright, I'm back. Thanks for holding. I half expected him to be like, there's no greater hive of scum and villainy. It looks like Tatooine. I mean, I guess there's only so many ways you can design a desert town, but come on, like right down to the color scheme. Ethos Workshop, southern part of town. Okay. I like the music. Conversation is fine to loud. Yay, bar fights. What's with this dude's outfit? Big Joe. Hmm. Let's go talk to him. Let's rest up. Yeah, if an NPC tells you that there's an inn you can rest at, you rest at the inn. It's kind of like when you're playing a game and you find a room full of health and ammo, you just stock up because you're gonna need it. I'm gonna have to get this soundtrack. This would be a good soundtrack to use in my my D&D game that I'm running. This music would even fit with some possible adventure things that may come up, just in case any of my players are watching. Don't want to spoil the fun. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go. Said this, southern edge of the going south. Puts us here. CX Spirit in the chat. Nice, you made it to Mos Eisley. Right? That's what I've been saying this whole time. It looks like Mos Eisley. But again, I suppose there's only so many ways you can design a desert village, town, city, place, so... It still looks better than how they made Mos Espa look in the PlayStation Episode 1 Phantom Menace game. Maybe I'll do that game on stream sometime. It was atrocious! Maybe I should make that a thing. Bad Star Wars games. There's so many great ones, but oh, there are some that we just don't talk about. Alright, so that's a bust. But you didn't make it this far on your own. You would have been eaten by a giant dinosaur if you hadn't had the... whatever. I wonder what this this Doc's agenda is, because he wants this thing up and running. He clearly knows what's going on. He speaks this other language. Like, he can't be just a scholar. There's got to be something else. Ex-military, something. I'd recommend turning the game volume up. Yeah, I can turn the capture audio up. Alright, bumped it up a little bit. Let me know if that, because I can hear it on my end, but what I hear and what you hear on the stream are two different things. And I have to balance it against my microphone volume so you can hear me as well. So if you have a hard time hearing me, let me know. No, the music in this game is spectacular. Oh, I didn't want to leave. We're gonna have to go save him, aren't we? He's already gone. Yep. Well, I don't want to go running into the desert. So I guess we head to the pub. As soon as I remember where it is. There it is. Alright, I guess I'm going into the desert. Let's try that. Probably get me killed, but we'll go for it. I wonder if I can save in the overworld like in Final Fantasy. I haven't tried it yet. I've only been saving it, you know, save points. Hey, look at that. Right, because we're going to catch up to them. They're playing leapfrog in the desert, and we're just going to run on foot. Tusken Raiders, look at that. It's like a giant donut with sprinkles. They always travel single file to hide their numbers. Now, if giant desert elephants show up, then I know this is a Star Wars ripoff. It's like Star Wars meets Mad Max. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting here. Sand shark. That is a scary concept of sand sharks. I mean, I live in Florida, and sharks in the water are... Don't go fishing at night if you don't want sharks. You know, you go to a lot of the piers where I'm at in the Bay Area. You know, it's not uncommon to hook a black tip shark or something in the late evening, nighttime if you go night fishing. You know, and they're not scary; they're harmless. You know, we'll see nurse sharks in the bay sometimes. Hammerheads come through once a year. Get the occasional bull shark. But generally speaking, sharks are not a huge issue for us here. But they're quite interesting. But the idea of a sand shark is quite scary. CX Spirit says, "Oh God, cut the line." Are you talking about when you hook a shark? That's about all you can do, unless you are equipped with the right tether line and it's like tensile strength line and everything else to reel it in. Lego Vader in the chat. Hello, Lego Vader. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, that's brutal. You're just gonna leave a dude in the desert like that? What if he's like actually like a good guy? A little late to the party, but I'm here. Hey, Lego Vader, that's all right, man. We welcome you. Thank you for joining in. I see trimmers and sandworms. Yes. Also, Sprint, you missed. If you're gonna want to go back and watch, because I know you particularly are gonna Lego Vader. You're gonna want to go back and see the town I was in. It looked just like Mos Eisley. Haunter, see you're still with me. Welcome. Yeah, back on the topic. If you ever catch a shark down here, if you are not equipped to reel that thing in and you're prepared to deal with it when you do, you just cut that line. Cut your losses. Say bye-bye. You already got the part, got back to it, repaired it, and brought... How long were we in the desert? I apologize for rubbing my eyes so much. My contacts are drying out. He jumps in. Mortal Kombat! Dun 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 dun. Finish him. I don't remember that giant spire sticking out of the desert. I don't remember that being there. You again. I imagine him with this ridiculous voice, because he's just labeled Man in Black. Your hot-blooded desire for battle has not been tamed, I see. I'll learn to read, hang on.
Who are you?
Wait, am I right?
Right. I know you. You wasn't. Not me. You coward. It was you.
My name is Graf. What's with bad guy monologuing? Why is that a thing? I mean, I get it. Exposition of a story. How are they talking to each other? Like, is there like a comm system? Are they just shouting from 300 feet apart? Destroy God. My father? You mean my dad? You know my father? That's a really redundant phrasing. Wait, can we all really hope for just a moment he goes, I am your father. They never told you what happened to your father. Oh, hey, sandworm, you called it. Okay. Well, alright then. Alright, what am I missing here? I really feel like that should have done more damage. I think this is what I'm supposed to do. I have no idea. Normal attacks aren't doing anything to him. I guess that worked. Oh, I gained an eyeball. It's a useful item, I'm sure. Well, guess we've been taken into custody then.
Let us join together.
Haunter 35, I love this game. I'm getting hooked.
Ironic.
Haunter, have you seen this game before? Or is this new to you too? Because it's new to me.
Let you have him. Even if it kills me.
I suppose that's supposed to be your father. Brand new. Yep. I definitely see why this game has such a huge fan base and why it was so popular. And I'm so glad that Square Enix decided to abandon this as a Final Fantasy game and release it as its own title. That was the right move. So there's not that much longer left of the stream. So here's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm actually going to end this a little bit early because I'm at a save point and I don't know when my next one will be. And that could be any time between now and the next hour because it's been about an hour since I had my last one. So we're going to go ahead and end this stream tonight. But I'm not going to run away just yet because I want to... just say a quick thing about you know, who we are, Geek News Now. So first off, for those of you who have been on the chat tonight, thank you very much for coming in. I appreciate it. It makes it so much more fun for me to talk to you guys and get in there and laugh about things and bounce around ideas and talk about video games. And the more of you guys who come in here and talk to me, the more fun this is. Can I imagine this as the basis of Kingdom Hearts? You know, because Kingdom Hearts doesn't really have a definable storyline, this could be the basis of Kingdom Hearts for all we know. This is what's the underlying theme of Kingdom Hearts could be this, because who knows what. I have a fantasy, and I know other people do. I have a fantasy of somebody resurrecting Walt Disney and trying to explain to him the plot of Kingdom Hearts. I think that would be, here is what we have done with your legacy. That thought brings me lots of joy. No, thank you. And so for those of you who are watching, Geek News Now, geeknewsnow.net, we are a very rapidly growing geek news corporation. We're based out of San Antonio, but we've got members all over, in fact, in different parts of the world as well, who contribute to writing and gaming and social media streams and all the different things that we're involved in. We are looking for people to be a part of GNN. If this is something you think you would be interested in doing, whether it's live streaming gaming or writing articles or putting out social media content, we are growing and we are looking to bring people on board. So if this is something you're interested in doing, just like you see me do here, or if you go to geeknewsnow.net and you see some of the articles that we've written and you think you could write awesome articles, what you need to do is you need to go to Geek News Now on Facebook and reach out to us, and we'll talk to you about what's involved and bring you on board. But we're looking for people. We're actively looking for people to help us grow. And we are growing, and we are a force to be reckoned with in the geek news world. And one of the things that I am most proud of when it comes to Geek News Now is that we are not a clickbait community. We don't just post stuff that's unfounded. We don't put out things that are rumors and theories unless we actually recognize them as a theory that somebody has. But we don't post it as fact. And that's something I'm very proud to be a part of, because I know, just like everyone else, we're tired of the clickbait articles. We're tired of seeing this awesome headline to something that grabs your attention, and then you read the entire article and it has nothing to do with that. No, that's not what we're about. So we're looking for people to come on board and be a part of what we do. So if you're interested in joining our team over at GNN, be sure to go to Geek News Now on Facebook. And even if you're not interested in being a part of our team, go to our Geek News Now on Facebook, because on Facebook we have, if you go to our Facebook page, we have we have a competition every monthly. It's a contest, not a competition, a contest, free to enter, where you can win awesome giveaways, and they're pretty awesome prizes. Our Marvel giveaway was over $200 worth of Marvel stuff that we just gave away. I mean, how cool is that? So be sure to be a part of Geek News Now and follow us, GNN_gaming, because we grow with your help. And I've had a lot of people come onto the stream tonight from Facebook and YouTube and Twitch, and thank you to everybody who's been a part of my stream this evening. I will be streaming again on Thursday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. or 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. 7 to 10 Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to come by and check that out as well. I'll be doing a Pokemon Legacy run, so if you're into Pokemon, that's the one you want to be on. Otherwise, I'm going to end my stream here this evening. It's been wonderful to hang out with all of you, and I will see you next Tuesday on Xenogears, Thursday on Pokemon, and I'll see you always on geeknewsnow.net. Thank you.